Hey, this is Kevin Coy with Kevin's Micro Homestead, and I'm standing here with a good friend of mine, Michael Ewens, and he's actually, we share a common bond here. His son is my son-in-law, who's standing behind the camera right now. Our children are married, and we share grandkids and kids. So I wanted to talk a little bit about Michael's project today. He's been working with some folks down in Guatemala for about 5 years, and he created a non-profit organization called the Ripple Effect. And I wanted to have him tell you a little bit about what he's doing. And he's working on some homesteading here. You can see a lot of garden going on, and this is some of the things he does to help other people in less fortunate situations. So Michael, if you want to give us a second of your time here. I know you're busy and you've been pulling weeds like a madman today because you got a sale coming up, but go ahead and let them know what you got going on.
Okay, thanks a lot, Kevin. Thanks for the intro. The Ripple Effect. The Ripple Effect Inc. is the nonprofit that we founded. We started in 2007. In Spanish, I go down there, we're called TRA in Spanish because they don't understand, or I couldn't explain what the ripple effect is. But it's the idea that if you drop something in the water, the ripples expand. What one person can do if you make your axe good. What a group of people can do if you make your axe good. We've been working since 2005 in the northern Ixil Triangle in Guatemala with Ixil Indians. One of our visions is to develop vegetable gardens. We're working with a group of people that make less than $1 a day, 50 cents a day. $2.50 a day is the wage, less than 50 cents per person per day. The idea with a small space of intensively grown vegetables, that food that now is basically just corn becomes 5, 6, 7 different vegetables. Every day there's enough to fill the belly. And it can continue once we stop. This area, this garden is about 30 by 50 feet. It is 3 times the amount that...
Well, so correct me if I'm wrong on this, but you were, if I remember reading through your stuff, and we've had a number of conversations, that these are the original Mayan Indians that you're working with.
There's a
descendants
group,
of, I should say.
Yes. There's 28 language groups in Guatemala.
Yeah.
Different Mayan ethnic groups.
Okay, and so these folks, to back up a little bit and give a little bit more on what's going on here, these folks have been displaced by about, what, a decade of civil war?
35 years of civil conflict.
Even more.
But they have not had rights to their land since the conquistadors.
Wow. And so what they're doing is they're struggling in some pretty poor conditions up in the mountains trying to, eke out a living and survive.
Exactly.
And they just don't have a lot of resources, and they don't have a lot of skill sets. And so what you're doing is going up there and helping create some skill sets so they can grow their own food and subsistence live. And you've had a number of projects. You've brought water into a lot of the villages over the years, and you've gotten a bunch of projects with animal husbandry and homestead gardening type things that you're doing. And so you're trying to further this with these projects and help these people learn how to grow their own food so they can survive.
Yep. These people have been pushed back in the mountains, the marginal land, and they've been there for centuries. Mm-hmm. Now that the war has stopped, let's go in there, give them the tools, the seeds to recreate their life. For years they've been eating almost nothing.
And they're really small people from generations and generations of just surviving, they're very diminutive people. And a lot of widows, because you had a lot of men that were killed during these 30-some years of civil war. And so these women are trying to survive, and some of them have children, some of them don't, but they're just scratching along trying to find their way.
Some of these women are trying to garden in a space 1-2 beds wide. So what can we do? The soil there is poor. How can we build the soil? We don't have animal manure to put in. We want to create a teaching center and personal gardens for these families. Right now we have 80 gardens going. It's like my garden. It is not perfect. It is Guatemala, but we're making progress in each area. In size of this bed, 4 by 10, when you start calculating, if you get the soil rich, how much can you grow in here? You put 6 cabbages here, 3 broccolis here, a couple of Swiss chard here, the Swiss chard and collards here. This here is greens for every day. We still got a little bit more room. So it's a tiny space, but it makes a difference on the table.
Yeah, well, when you're survival gardening, that's, that makes all the difference in the world. And so you get down there a couple of times a year. Usually you're up here fundraising and
working,
creating monies that you can use to go down there and help them with projects. You work with the government down there with some grant money, and they pitch in. If you can match their funds, they'll help you with things. And so right now you got an offer on the table to go down there and actually set up a sort of a demonstration, a teaching center for gardening for these folks. And you were doing a plant sale over here. I thought we might go over. We'll take a look at the plants real quick here if you want to walk over. So okay, so Michael's we're over in another part of his garden now, and he's got this is his getting ready for his annual plant sale fundraiser that he does. 4 years now.
4 years right now. Our first plant sale was basically a garage sale. This year, here we have 500 plants. We can take the little bits of excess from our life, multiply them. If we share them, what a difference it will make.
And some of the projects are growing and selling, and others are growing to eat.
One of the things different with us as an organization is when we enter into a village, the first question is, what are your needs? Listen to their needs. And rather than being a water organization or any specific, what ones of those needs can we match and help and make happen?
Okay. So what I'm wanting to do here is we take an opportunity to let you know about what Michael's doing for these folks down in Guatemala. And I wanted to put this out on my project site on YouTube and on my blog to help you find your way back to Michael and his projects. If you would like to visit with his blog and see what it's all about and get a feel for what's going on with these folks, and if you'd like to help, he's got a way for you to help. If you want to donate funds, or you can put money out to buy pigs, you can help the water projects, you can help the gardening projects. There's a lot of different things going on, and Michael will give you direction on how to get to that blog.
Because we're an all-volunteer organization, 100% of donations get to Guatemala, get into the projects. We are grassroots. We barely see the grass above the ground. We will probably always stay that way. This is a way to step directly into a village, into a family, and change their life. The gifts, individual family gifts, are small. $35, we go in and help a family. Help them again 6 months or a year later. We look back after 3-4 years. What's happened? What do you still have? There's proof that that $25, $35 pig is still there, still growing. They've got new ones. So this is an opportunity to come in alongside extreme poverty without ever even moving from your chair.
Yeah, that's awesome. And you do a lot of like micro lending, which starts little businesses. And pay it forward type projects where if you get somebody a pig, then they have to give a pig to somebody when they've had babies or a cow or sheep or chickens or whatever.
We have like that.
So it helps perpetuate, and that's part of that ripple effect that you described earlier. So it's a great project. There's a lot of projects within the project, and he's been tirelessly going at this for a number of years now, and he spends a lot of time. I'm hoping to go down there with him one day and really see firsthand what's going on. They're trying to get wood stoves into the shacks for these people. They're literally cooking on open fires inside. The smoke is horrendous. It causes a lot of health problems. So they're trying to get some little wood stoves in there so they can cook on a cleaner burning situation, so that they're not dealing with all the smoke, and it's causing problems for the kids and everything too. So Michael, can you give them a website to direct to
So
find you?
Our website is therippleeffectinc.org. There we have a PayPal. You can donate. You can find out some of our history. It's pretty basic. Our blog site, the Ripple Effect Inc. blogspot.com. You get the down and dirty of our work, the photojournals. They lag about 6 months in time, but that's where the story's told. You can see what you give when it happens.
Yeah, and that's awesome. So if you want to help Michael with his project and help these folks out, go to that site, donate if you would, help these people out, and follow through on watching what's going on. He'll bring back a lot of evidence of what's been going on, and so you can see how the projects are coming and see how these folks are benefiting from that. And I'll see you on the next video.